Hello guys, so welcome to this video. First of all, I'd like to apologize for being inactive on YouTube lately because the Sunday speculations, uh, there were no episodes for almost 1.5 months. But because I've been busy with my college examinations and other stuff, so yeah. But yeah, one update which I would like to share with you is that recently I published an interview. If you follow my YouTube channel, the community page, then you already know this. But let me just share it with you. I recently published an interview. I interviewed the famous American science journalist John Hogan, and I published the interview in the Journal of Young Physicists. So I did a Sunday speculations episode, a previous episode, like episode 3 or episode 2, I don't remember, uh, about is science going to end. So John Hogan he claims that science is going to end in the sense that there are no fundamental new truths to discover, because there are some questions which simply cannot be answered, and the questions which can be answered, well, we already have answered them. Like, yeah, of course there are a lot of new things to discover, a lot of new applications and technology to discover, but pure science is coming to an end according to John Hogan. And he gives some very, I will not discuss it in detail here, but he gives some very cogent, very, like, I was like, very cogent and very valid, like, arguments, very strong arguments. It's not like it's he says so it's true. It's not like that. He gives some strong arguments. So if you're interested, you can read this interview, and in the references I've given the link of all the relevant materials. Like, you can read this one, why I think science is ending. Here he's explained his argument pretty, like, in much detail. So yeah, and so I asked him some questions. So if you have watched that Sunday speculations episode, and if you are interested to learn more, like, is science going to end, and in general, if you would like to know what a science or what a famous respected science journalist like him thinks about the most fundamental questions in physics, and so yeah, then you can read this interview. It's available for free on the Journal of Young Physicists website. You can just read this interview, and yeah, so that's it. So yeah, I'm planning to interview a few more like physicists and science popularizers. So stay tuned, and yeah. So anyway, for now, let's move on to Sunday speculations. Let's focus on Sunday speculations episode 5. So I have received a few questions about Sunday speculations, a few interesting questions, but I would like more questions. So of course, you're free to submit your questions here at this link. I already say this at the beginning of every Sunday speculation, so I will not waste much time on this. Okay. So today's question is about the black hole information paradox. Okay. So you must have heard of this famous paradox in physics. To start with, what is the significance of the information paradox? See, basically, I'm not going to read this line by line, because that's not nothing like, well, anyway, the information paradox is okay. We'll discuss what is the information paradox. We have some slides for that, but yeah, let's read this for now. The paradox arises out of a combination of general relativity and quantum mechanics, the two pillars of modern physics. So if you follow my articles, sorry, not my articles, if you are interested in physics, if you do some research, like research in the sense some casual research on the internet, then you already know this, but still I'm saying. So further research on the information paradox might reveal the link between these two theories and might lead to a theory of everything, a single theoretical framework that can explain all possible interactions of this universe. So I will be assuming you know this, because if not, you can just do a bit of reading. Okay. So the question we'll be addressing today, it's not like what is the information paradox. Well, what is the information paradox is a question you can get the answer in any good source on the internet. Like, if or like everybody knows that you can get the answer. What is the information paradox is a trivial question. I'm not saying it's a bad question, but it's not a special question. The question we'll address today is, has the information paradox been solved? Now there is some confusion regarding this question, and which is why I think this question is fit for being addressed in a Sunday speculations episode. And thank you to the guy who sent me this question. I'll not take names, but yeah. So the information paradox is a fundamental paradox in physics, and recently, not so recently, recently in the sense, in the updated edition of my book, Our Physics So Far, I did some, I included this discussion. So from that book only, I just to made the slides. I'll not lie. So this is nothing new to me. Like, I just made this from the book only. So, but yeah, I have not shared this on YouTube before, so I think this will be helpful for you. This will be, like, good for you. So the information paradox is a fundamental paradox in physics, and recently, not so recently, there has been some excitement in the physics community because of some new insights into the paradox. Indeed, recent research indicates that radically new physics might not be necessary to resolve the paradox. Okay. Radically new physics might not be necessary to resolve the paradox. Okay. However, it at the same time, it must be emphasized that the paradox has not yet been resolved completely. So if your question is, has the information paradox been solved, like, the answer would be no, right? So let's see what is Hawking radiation. What's this paradox anyway? I'll assume you know that particle-antiparticle pairs can pop up in vacuum. This is a fundamental law in modern quantum field theory. However, they must soon annihilate each other. They will just vanish. They'll just come into contact and explode and vanish into a bit of energy to not violate the law of conservation of energy. Like think of it like this: suppose a particle and its antiparticle pair pops up, so they have some energy, but who accounts for this extra energy? Like right, so they have to vanish. Otherwise, you'll be violating the law of conservation of energy, right? So now consider that the particle A and its antipartner B emerge near the event horizon of a black hole. I should have written event horizon of a black hole, but anyway, so in such a manner that if event horizon means just the boundary of the black hole, and if the particle antiparticle pair pops up just at the event horizon, then the A, like A or B, whatever one of them, will fall inside the black hole, and because there is no way, once you are inside the event horizon, there is no way you can go out, while the B remains outside the black hole. So before the particles have a chance to annihilate each other, A is sucked in by the black hole, but then who annihilates B? Who accounts for the energy of B? Like, doesn't that violate the law of conservation of energy? From this, Hawking concluded that the black hole contributes part of its own energy. Okay, because that's the only possible conclusion. Otherwise, who will be contribute black hole? The black hole took in the, think of it like this: the black hole sucked the particle A. The black hole took in the particle A. So the black hole is gaining some extra energy. You can, just to give you the intuition. I am not saying this is like uh, technically rigorously correct, but yeah. So the black hole must give the extra energy. The black hole has consumed A, so the black hole must account for B, right? So in that sense, you can say the black hole contributes part of its own energy. So and energy means radiation, right? So the black hole emits a radiation, and this radiation is called the Hawking radiation. And after a very long amount of time, like it's a very, very, very long amount of time, the black hole evaporates away completely. Because because antiparticle pairs will pop up at every point, and as this will happen at the event horizon of the black hole, it will go on happening, and the black hole will go on radiating, but very slowly, but it will evaporate after a long time. Your black holes will vanish. Okay. What's information and where's the paradox? Now information. So in information theory is again a very interesting, and I'm planning to do some recent like dig deep into it. I've introduced information theory in my book, but just a very basic level, because I myself don't know much about information theory. But modern quantum information and all these things are very interesting topics. So anyway, I'll not discuss these things in today's video, but yeah. So now information, in some sense, information helps us tell things apart. On the other hand, why do I say this? Because it's the information. Suppose you have a piece of wood and a piece of metal, so they're different things, but they're all made up of atoms. So it's the information of how the electrons are arranged in the atoms and everything that separates the wood from the metal, right? So in this sense, information helps us tell things apart. If no information is available, then everything would be just a nothingness, like just a boring, like just a blank space. Like no information means like no difference, no variation, like nothing interesting. No universe would exist in that case, like just a blank stretch of space time. On the other hand, black holes suck in things and crush them into the singularity. Or in other words, the difference between a pen and a pencil as they fall into a black hole is lost, in the sense that inside a black hole we have no means to differentiate a pen and a pencil. True, right? So if you fall through a black hole, your existence is simply deleted. I see. If you are new here, I would say, like it's already 8 minutes long, so I can't make this video long because I have other work to do. But see, if you are new here, you can do some research. Like there are a lot of good YouTube channels who explains this topic in good detail, or you can just try to pause the video and read through the slides. So that's it. But I'm sorry that I have to go a bit fast. Okay. So if you fall through a black hole, your existence is simply deleted, because yeah, like, there is no way to retrieve information from a black hole. Your existence is simply deleted, like from this universe, from the other side of the black hole. So this means that the information associated with you is lost. In fact, over time, when every star in our universe will either become a black hole or be sucked into one, and all planets will be destroyed. So if the information associated with objects that fall into black holes is indeed lost, then all the information associated with the universe will be deleted entirely, right? So that's we get this now. But now, what is paradoxical about all this? Well, where does the information go? The thing is that information cannot be destroyed. This is a fundamental law. The information associated with a quantum, or like with a particle, with a quantum object, like you can say with a particle, with anything, pretty much cannot be destroyed. See, every object in this universe is composed of particles with unique quantum properties. And no matter how much we try to destroy these objects, the quantum information, I'm talking about the quantum information. Okay. The quantum information related to them can never be entirely deleted. Entirely means they cannot be deleted only. The entirely is not required here. Okay. So in theory, it's even possible to recreate the object. Like in quantum teleportation, what is the concept behind quantum teleportation? So if you can, like, it's a just a sci-fi idea. It's not possible in reality, but maybe it will be possible 100 years or so from now. So the thing is that you can, in theory, transfer all the quantum information about an object to a different place where it can be reassembled. So you can just teleport the object from here to there. So, but actually, you just transmit the information, and from the information, you can rebuild the object. You are not like physically sending the object through space time, right? So this is it. Information cannot be deleted. Information cannot be destroyed. Yeah, we can't retrieve the information from a black hole, but information must be present somewhere, right? I hope you're getting here. Like, you're seeing where this is going. We can't retrieve the information from a black hole, but the information must be present somewhere according to a fundamental law of quantum mechanics. Like, so you can say, oh well, maybe we can't perceive this information, but it exists inside the black hole, all right. After all, no one has ever been inside a black hole, but then comes in Hawking radiation. Once we learn that even black holes are not permanent, they radiate energy and evaporate away, then the possibility of the information resting peacefully in there gets ruled out too, right? If the black hole is even not permanent, then where does the information go? This is the question. And as far as we know, the Hawking radiation contains no information about the objects that fall into a black hole. This is again a very, like, as far as we know, I should have emphasized this, as far as we know, because very little is known about these things. So where does the information go? This is the information paradox. Possible solutions, yeah, the information paradox might be a result of our misunderstanding of how general relativity and quantum field theory interact. Maybe some new stuff happen at the event horizon of a black hole which we do not know of, and if we take that into account, suppose after we find a theory of everything, or if we find a theory of everything, then we can take that into account, and by reconciling, like by combining that with our present knowledge, we can solve the information paradox. Then many other proposals have also been made to resolve the paradox, like perhaps black hole pass on the information to baby universes which store the information. It has been speculated that black hole singularities might give rise to new baby universes which are hidden from us by the black hole's event horizon. Now, this is just speculation, like all these things, this multiverse. But yeah, there is some evidence, like evidence in the sense some astronomical models, astrophysics models predict it. But yeah, like of course we cannot verify these things by experiment. Or maybe the information is contained in the Hawking radiation in such a way, such a manner that we can't perceive it. So what was the recent excitement about? According to classical physics, black holes are simple objects. Simple objects, what do you mean by simple objects? Like just normal spinning objects. We can apply, like, they're simple objects. Okay. See, according to recent research, black holes are more complex than we originally thought. See, what's important is that simple object means it is, you can easily analyze it. You can find its like spin, and you can, like, what do you mean? Like, I will not say simple object. According to classical physics, black hole is simple object. This statement is not entirely correct because, of course, black hole is not a. You cannot apply classical physics to black hole, right? Black hole is a relativistic concept, but just the basic idea. I hope you're getting. Like, here, actually, I should have written according to non-quantum physics, because here instead of classical physics, I should have written according to non-quantum physics. Like, non-quantum. I don't know if there is any official term called non-quantum physics, but I hope you're getting my idea. So according to recent research, however, black holes are more complex than we originally thought. Lost information is present in the gravitational field of the black hole at the quantum level, and this has been called the quantum hair. So there is a gravitational field, means, you know what I mean? Like, the, of course, if you know a bit of general relativity, just the basic idea, of course, then you know what a gravitational field is. Just there's this space-time continuum, this four-dimensional space-time continuum, and then there's a gravitational field, like the gravitational waves and everything, like they're all transmitted through this gravitational field. So there's a gravitational field around every object with mass, and a black hole has a very strong gravitational field because it's infinite curvature. So the lost information is somehow present in the gravitational field. How it can be information present in a field? Basically, the information just somehow modifies the field so that it is possible for us, at least theoretically, to retrieve the information by looking at the field, by examining, by analyzing the field. That's the basic idea. So objects falling into a black hole will leave a mark in its gravitational field, and the information is not lost. Like, it's possible for us to theoretically retrieve the information. Black holes of the same mass and same radius. This is what I mean when I say black holes are simple objects. Like, when we assume black holes are simple objects, then suppose we have two black holes of the same mass and same radius. But if you believe the old theory, then black holes are simple objects. So two black holes of the same mass and same radius, they will be entirely same. They will be identical in all respects. Even if one of them sucks in a human and the other sucks in, suppose, another planet, two very different things, but they will be the same, right? Because they have the same mass and same radius. Then they're black holes. If whatever you suck in, it's going to go into the singularity. But according to recent research, it's saying that black holes have the same mass and same radius, but which sucked in different objects will have very slight differences in the gravitational fields. So information is thus preserved. But this only shows that it's possible to retrieve some of the apparently lost information. Very important point. This only shows that it's possible to retrieve some of the apparently lost information. This still does not solve the problem of reconciling general relativity with quantum mechanics. And we need to reconcile them because physics can't be different at different scales. Like two fundamental theories of physics cannot be incompatible. At least that's what I think. So I would say it's too early to claim that the information paradox has been solved. However, there have been some great insights into the subject, and I urge you to explore these ideas on the internet. So that's my conclusion. That's it, guys. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you again next Sunday. Do black holes haunt and fascinate you as well? Let me know in the comments, and please do like, share, and subscribe. Thanks a million, guys. Thank you.